Hello, I'm Sarah. Welcome to your yoga, relaxation and meditation lesson number 13. So these lessons are suitable for students or anyone else who's got an interest in practicing some yoga, relaxation and meditation. Today's lesson is going to focus a little bit more on relaxation. We're going to practice something called a body scan. It's just another practice. The themes will be familiar to you, of where we're using the breath and parts of the body and to help us to focus and to calm the mind and take the attention away from the chit chat, the internal dialogue that all of us can experience at times. And we might need a little bit of assistance to turn the volume down, and using the breath and the body as a focus, which are the underlying principles of yoga. To use the breath and the body as our focus can help to distract us away from unhelpful chit chat in the head. Okay, or maybe you just want to do a nice little bit of relaxation. Let's come to our seated posture first, and you take whichever comfortable seated posture is appropriate for you. So, as with every time that we practice, we're looking for you to pay attention to your breath. So starting to take some slow breaths in and out through your nose. Remembering that if we close our eyes, it can help to prevent us becoming distracted by the things around us. And we're looking for a natural, relaxed breath. Most of the time we're not paying attention to our breath. We tend to breathe in quite a shallow, short manner, breath that is often quite high up in the chest. It's only when we start to take deeper breaths that we can begin to pay attention to the expansion of the ribs and the movement in the belly. And we're not trying to expand the ribs, we're not trying to blow the belly out when we breathe in. We're just allowing our breath to come into our body, and it's the expansion of the lungs and the movement of the diaphragm that cause the movement in the ribs and the belly. And when we first come to our seated practice, to our breath practice, it can be quite difficult to focus. If we've got things on our mind, if we've just been rushing around, it can be quite difficult to sit and press the pause button for a few moments. But with practice, it does become easier. So each time that you find your attention has drifted away from where you are and what you're doing, then refocus. It's the noticing that's important. It's the noticing that you become distracted that's important. So refocus. Back to your breath, back to your body. And maybe you need to do that over and over again, and if you do, that's fine, don't get frustrated. Just continue to allow in-breath to roll into out-breath, out-breath to in-breath, one breath to the next. Now just checking on your shoulders for a moment. Just allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Feel your shoulder blades sliding down your back. Not forcing them, we're just trying to release the tension that most of us have a tendency to carry around the shoulders. And remember, if you become uncomfortable at any point, you can have a little bit of a wriggle around on your sit bones. Maybe just moving from side to side. Just allowing your back to curve and bend a little and rolling backwards over your sit bones and chin, nodding down to chest and then coming forwards into more of an upright, aligned position. And now we're going to take ourselves down onto the mat. And I'd like you to move into Shavasana. So just to remind you that Shavasana is that posture where we lie with our legs straight out on the mat and our arms can be relaxing either on our belly or at the side of us. And traditionally in Shavasana, the arms do rest at the side of us with the palms facing up towards the ceiling, but that may not suit your shoulders, so you may just feel more comfortable if your hands are resting on your belly. And the legs are normally the feet are normally about mat width apart, and we allow the feet to fall out to the sides. We're looking for a nice open posture through the front of the body, because this is a posture, just as any other posture in yoga. And in many ways, Shavasana can be seen as the most challenging yoga posture, because when you are lying here on your mat or your carpet or your blanket or wherever you're lying, there's nothing to distract you. You're not making a posture with your body to focus on. It's just you on your mat and your breath. So we focus back to the breath again and we return to our natural in-breath, out-breath. Feeling the expansion with the in-breath and the release with the out-breath. So, we're going to start our body scan practice, and we take our attention down to our toes. And maybe as you focus on your toes, they start to wiggle a little, and if they do, that's fine. Maybe your toes feel heavy. Maybe they feel light, maybe they feel tingly. And we keep breathing, and we hold our focus on our toes. And then we move our attention to our ankle and our heel and where the heel touches the mat. And maybe your feet move a little as we draw attention to the heel and the foot. Or maybe your heel feels heavy against the mat. Maybe your feet feel light, maybe they feel tingly. But all the while we hold our attention on our feet and we keep breathing. Now we move our attention to our calves and our knees and our thighs. And maybe your legs move a little as we draw attention to them. Maybe your legs feel heavy against the mat. Maybe your legs feel light, or maybe there's some tingling in your legs. But all the while we keep breathing slowly and steadily. And we hold our focus on our legs. Now we move our attention to our hips and the curve behind our waist, below our back. And maybe we notice some heaviness where our lower back is against the mat. Maybe we notice some lightness. Maybe we notice some tingling. But all the while we keep breathing. In breath to out breath. Out breath to in breath. One breath to the next. And now we take our attention to our upper back and where our shoulders touch the mat. And maybe we move a little just to make sure we're as comfortable as we can be. Maybe we slide our shoulders down our back a little. And we settle back into the mat. And maybe we notice a heavy sensation as the ground supports our upper back and our shoulders. Or maybe we notice some lightness. Or maybe we notice some tingling. But all the while we keep breathing. In breath to out breath. Out breath to in breath. One breath to the next. Now we take our focus to our arms and our hands. And maybe our fingers move a little as we think about them. And maybe we notice the heaviness of the arms against the ground. Or maybe the arms and the hands feel light, or maybe there's some tingling. But we keep breathing, slowly and steadily. And we keep our focus on our arms and our hands. Now we move our attention to the back of our head. And maybe we notice the heaviness of our head against the ground. Or maybe our head feels light. Or maybe there's some tingling around where the back of the head contacts the mat. And we keep breathing while we hold our focus on where our head meets the mat. And now we notice how we feel in the whole body. And whatever you're feeling, that is fine, that's the right thing for you to feel. Maybe it's heaviness, maybe it's lightness, maybe it's tingling. And we start to introduce movement into the fingers and the toes. Maybe just moving the head from side to side. And when you're ready, rolling over onto your side. And pausing there a moment, you can use your lower arm as a pillow if you want to, before bringing yourself back up to seated. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that. So as always, if you have any questions or you would like to contact me with any interest in any live, personal or bespoke yoga, then you'll find my email address at the end of this video. Okay, take care. I hope to see you again soon.